This podcast may contain adult language, adult situations, spoilers, and some brief nudity, so parental guidance is suggested.
We have such sights to show you.
After about 5 minutes of this movie, you're gonna wish you had 10 beers.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
So, what would you little maniacs like to do first?
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
Oh, well. La-di-da, la-di-da, la-la, yeah.
Welcome back to the Cinema Recall Podcast. Welcome, everyone, to Cinema Recall Podcast, recorded live here at Crypticon 2025, Crown Royal Plaza. I am the Vern. Thank you for joining us. I'm here with some esteemed horror fans. I have with us, to my far left, or your right, Mr. Trey Cisco, famous author,
famous
panelist.
Yeah, Trey!
Welcome.
Hey, how's it going?
Nice to have you here. And then to his left or right, because I'm not really good at where sentences are.
That would be right.
All right. I got my buddy here, Aleko.
What's up?
Longtime friend.
Longtime horror fan. I've been coming to con since about 2007, when they still had it in a reasonable place within the city limits. Now it's out here, but I'm here. It's cool.
And thank you for filling in for my co-host Ashley, who's at work and hates everyone because she can't be here. So that's why she should buy my show.
She'll pay.
That's right.
She will pay.
Our topic today is going to be all about our favorite horror movie kills, our favorite scenes in horror films. I'll even count suspense films, even some comedies. If there's some good death scenes in there. Mostly,
as long as somebody dies.
Someone dies, right? But in a good way, too, is what I want to have. And that's what we're going to be talking about here for this panel. So thank you very much. And I'll make sure I'll go to the audience later on to get some suggestions as well. But I'm going to start with you, Taylor.
Just off the bat?
Off the bat right there. Just give me some...
I'll go a little bit of a deep cut, or at least the opening it to Ghost Ship. Terrible movie. But the cold open... with the little girl dancing, there's a party, you see the guy setting up the tow line, you don't really know what's happening, and then it just pulls taunt when the little girl's dancing with the captain and everyone slowly has been bisected. Beautiful kill scene. Best part of the movie.
Is that before they roll the credits? It's a cold open, so it's
right
just
before,
death?
Yeah, it's just a beautiful way to intro, because it starts with this fancy cruise ship, and there's a big party, and there's the cute little girl, who I think is played by the young lady who also did, she was the same actor from the film version of Lemony Snicket's Series of Unfortunate Events.
Oh!
She's done other stuff. That's what I remember her from. But that was one of her first roles. And she's kind of the lone little kid at the fancy party, goes to dance with the captain, and then they're intercut with these shots of a mysterious figure who's setting up this sort of Rube Goldberg trap. And then it's basically the steel line that cuts through the entire audience, or all the partygoers, and they're all cut in half. And she survives because she's too short. The rest of the movie is trash, but that scene was just so... It was kind of like Watchmen, like Zack Snyder's Watchmen. The opening scene, you're like, oh, this is pretty cool. The credits, you're like, this is going to be good. And then it wasn't.
Emily Browning.
Yes, Emily Browning. She's also in Sucker Punch. Yeah.
She is.
Yeah, she's Baby Doll.
She was.
Yeah.
That's right. Absolutely right. Oh, and she's in a movie called Sleeping Beauty, which I heard is supposed to be very disturbing. And I'm all about disturbing movies. It's about a guy who pays a young girl to sleep and just watch her sleep. That's all I know. And then do things to her while she's sleeping.
Oh, he does things to her?
Yeah.
I think it's creepier if he doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
That's way more unsettling.
It's very unsettling there. All right. Well, good pick with Ghost Ship. Aleko, do you have anything?
Trying to pick a favorite kill scene is like trying to pick a favorite band or a favorite song.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, what's the criteria, right? But I try to remember the ones that made me go, holy fuck, holy shit. Not a horror movie per se, so I don't know if this is going to count for your criteria, but when I saw American History X,
we all know,
and you heard the teeth.
Oh gosh!
Touch the curb, right? You could before his leg even went up into the air. You're already inside feeling that squish of, are you fucking kidding me?
Even before that, when Edward Norton's like, put your teeth on the curb.
Bite the curb, motherfucker. Bite the curb. Like that shit I remember seeing in the theater, and it was one of those moments where you feel like, holy fuck, this is going to happen. and you're like, you keep your eyes open, and it does happen.
Yeah.
And it's what you talk about after the movie, because there's a lot of talking points in that movie, obviously, but we all talked about bite the curb.
Sure. I
And
love that.
It's still a phrase, and it's still a catchphrase many years later. Bite the curb, motherfucker.
That is a very effective one. I'm kind of a fan of moments in horror films that has the audience go cheer. All right, this like crazy event that happens where the audience cheers. And my first pick is a scene from the movie X, where Pearl is talking to Bobby Lynn by the river, and Bobby Lynn is seeing Pearl being naked, and she's supposed to help out. She's like, I can help you out. You know, my grandmother, she has dementia, and I'll help you get you ready. And Pearl just gets very upset. She's like, I don't like the way you flaunt your sexuality, and you make fun of me because I'm old. And Bobby Lynn's like, look, bitch, I'm just trying to help you out. If you don't want my help, I don't need to give it to you. And then right then, Pearl pushes Bobby Lynn into the water, and that's when the alligator comes up and chomps her in half.
Yes.
And it's just one of those moments where the audience was just like, holy shit, whoa. Because you always see this alligator, and the whole, before that happens, the alligator's just like lurking around. There's a sequence where the alligator's following Maxine, and it's getting closer, and she gets her lids out of the water just before the alligator gets there. So you never see the alligator attack until that one scene, and it just comes out of nowhere. You know he's there, but you don't know exactly where they're coming on there.
Implied violence is sometimes even better than actual, like seeing the violence, right? The implication of it is even more exciting than the actual chomp.
But this time they actually do show the goddamn chomp.
Oh, good. So you got the satisfaction.
And you got the satisfaction chomp right there too, because you're like, holy shit, that surprise moment was just fucking epic.
I can say like Ty West is like quietly one of the greatest horror directors of the 21st century.
Oh, sure.
Because like not a death scene, so it didn't make my list. But in not to derail the conversation,
Oh,
but
yeah,
in
no.
Maxine, the scene where she's accosted by Buster Keaton in the alley and destroys his manhood.
Oh gosh, yes.
That was fucking beautiful. That was like up there with like some of the best giallo, the best Splatterhouse, like torture porn. It's like shoots him, knocks him down, he's got his balls out, and then we find out what happens when stiletto meets testicle. And that was.
Mangled.
This is so gnarly.
I am curious though, is there like a sub-genre that you think adds more to like the kills? Is it more slasher films? Is it like giallo like you said? I mean, has there
Honestly,
been...
I think like true crime films, like they're so jarring because up until the points of like the extreme violence, like I remember the knife to the neck scene in Goodfellas when you're killing Billy Bats is so disturbing because the rest of the movie, like there's bad guys doing bad shit, but it's normal bad stuff.
Yeah.
Like they're robbing people, they're shooting stuff, but like just something about seeing fucking Joe Pesci's Tommy like stabbing Billy in the neck like 40 times.
It's so much more intimate.
Yeah.
Shooting someone with your revolver.
Very close right there. Yeah.
It's not really out of nowhere because they're violent films, but it's something about like the
Well-
unflinching graphic violence in those scenes where you're like, holy shit.
It's the same thing in the movie Drive,
Yes.
when Albert Brooks used that knife on that one guy to clean up the mess. It's just so intimate. It's just like right there. Some of those old gangster films just do that a lot very well.
Let me add after his as far as like a straight up horror movie kill goes. I remember my first trip to Crypticon in 2007. Rob Zombie's Halloween had just come out, and one of the panelists, celebrity panelists or celebrity vendors, Hannah Hall, was hanging out.
Okay.
And she was Judith in Rob Zombie's Halloween. It's not her kill that is my favorite, even though that one is like amazing, and I liked it a lot. I remember kind of creeping her out a little bit because I asked her, I'm like, what do you think was the sexiest kill in the movie that you're in? And she was like, sexy kill. I was like, that's just something we say.
Yeah.
But anyways, in that movie, when his caregiver, who'd been looking after him for years and years in the asylum, and Michael's killing everyone, and he's coming for everybody, and you see his caregivers coming up to him, Danny Trejo,
Yeah.
right? And you think, okay, he's not. At least the initial kind of impulse is he's going to spare him. But as a horror movie fan, you know he's not going to. But as a casual movie watcher, when he walks in with the handcuffs, he's like, all right, Mikey, you got out, but we're gonna take you back to your room now, and you know, and he puts his hands up together, you know, very slowly, like, okay, put the handcuffs on me, right? We know what's gonna fucking happen, but we don't know how it's gonna happen. And when he finally does pick him up and smash him onto the floor, right?
Yeah.
He picks him back up. He's still alive.
Yeah.
And there's that fucking aquarium. Mikey, I was good to you, Mikey. And he takes his head and puts it into the water, and the camera is underneath. And he takes his head out, and of course he's bleeding a lot. And he puts his head back in, and the blood's coming out, and he's puking blood into the camera, and eventually just goes completely black with his barfing up of his bile and his blood. Very fucking brutal. You know, I was good to you, and he's throwing up blood. I was like, okay, this is a creative kill.
Yeah.
And I remember that one sticking out very well. Yeah. But it wasn't enough, because once he throws him on the floor, he takes the TV off of the wall and smashes his skull with it. So even after a beautiful creative kill, he has to finish it off with just a television goes on to crushing his skull. So that one has always been one of my favorites.
That's a great one. Speaking of televisions, this is a little segue right here. My other favorite kill in horror films has to be Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
Oh. Yes.
Where Patricia Arquette's watching TV, and these robot hands jet out of the TV.
Welcome to prime time.
Yep, picks it up.
Yeah, of course, the beautiful catchphrase after.
What a prime time bitch. And then, of course, the Freddy Snake. And that one. Mm-hmm. I think out of all of them, I think that the Neighbor 3 probably had some of the best kills. Maybe 4.
If you can make a toy out of it, you know it was quality, right?
Yeah,
you made a toy out of it, you know it was a quality scene.
Exactly. Taylor, any other horror scenes?
I mean, these are all great ones. But sticking with like slasher, it's not really a great scene, but it's great for entertainment value. Friday the 13th, Part 7, fucking sleeping bag.
Oh,
like,
that one was on my list too.
Yeah,
I know that they redid it in like the remake that they did back in 2000.
They also used it in Jason X.
Jason X, give him occupied, little callback. But that first initial one, where it just seemed like Kane Hodder's Jason was just tired because he had already killed the boyfriend.
Yep.
And he just grabbed in the bag and he's like, fuck this, and just started whacking her. That was genius. It was funny and brutal and gross and hilarious, and it was just tip top Voorhees.
And those are all like the tones that if you can nail those tones in a scene, hilarious, disgusting, disturbing, funny, like, you know you're good at what you do, right?
It's the unexpected ones that I liked very much. I'm reminded of the movie Midsommar.
Oh.
And the scene in Midsommar is with these two older people, and they're meant to sacrifice themselves for the greater of the community. And they both have to jump off and hit this one spot. The wife jumps off, she hits it perfectly, she dies. Her husband misses. And how his face is missing too. And when that happened, when that thump hit and he missed, he's crying, oh my God, I'm laughing hysterically. And I shouldn't be laughing, but it was just that unexpected thing where it reminds me of that scene in Kiss in the Hall Brain Candy, where Kevin McDonald's all depressed, he's coming home hey son, how you doing? Did you happen to clean the gun today? All right. Mm-hmm. And then all in the background, you hear a gunshot. Bam! Ah! My foot! Bam! Ah! My other foot! And then cuts to years later, 15 shots later, he hit a violent organ and died. And it's just
total masterpiece. Side note, total masterpiece.
Just crazy stuff like that. Stuff comes out of nowhere. I'll go back to you quickly, Taylor, but one other surprising moment. There's a movie called Inferno, the sequel to Suspiria. Came out in 1980, set in New York, and deals more with a music academy. And there's witches going on. And there's one sequence, I think it's actually Daria Nicolodi, Dario Argento's partner at the time. And she's wandering through these hallways, and you hear this creepy music come on, and then all of a sudden, all these cats just come out of nowhere, and start attacking her and clawing her up. They're like just flying all these different directions there. There's like a cat coming here, and she's like, I can't stop this guy. There's another cat coming the other way here. And they're just clawing at her. And nowhere, there's no noise of any cats going on here. It's just this random cat attack, and they're just tearing her up, and I'm like...
They're not like... There's no nothing.
And it's got this really funky, like, disco dance song as it goes on. Like, this operatic disco dance song. Like, people are like...
It's not American, right? Obviously not American.
No.
Very not American.
No.
We love our cats too much to give them that bad press.
Yeah. I'm curious, have you ever saw a movie where, like, that kill really surprised you? Like...
I mean, not in terms of, like, didn't see... I mean, yes. Short answer is yes.
Okay,
but, like,
yeah.
usually the surprise is, like, what they're going to see, because I get cocky, and, like, they'll hint at something, and, like, that's not going to happen. There's this movie, Bone Tomahawk.
Oh,
And, like, the whole time they keep hinting at, like, oh, it takes place in, like, the Western expansion era, and these folks are, like, kidnapped by this group of indigenous folks who live in these caves, and they're the cannibal tribe, and they're going to rescue, but they get caught. And, like, the one guy they're trying to torture, but they can't, like, communicate, so, like, I forgot who the main actor is.
Kurt Russell?
Kurt Russell, thank you.
Yeah.
And he's, like, in their bone cage, and he's, like, watching his buddy, and the mean cannibal guy is holding his buddy up by the hair, and he has a knife, and say, oh, they're going to scalp him. Okay, I've seen scalpings in movies. And they do. They scalp him, and it's gross. And then they strip all his clothes off, flip him upside down, and they bring out, like, a big, like, bone machete type thing. And it's like, all right, they're suggesting that they're going to sell this guy in half. I wonder how they're going to shoot this, because they're never going to show it. There's no... And they... do not move the camera as they're sawing this guy in half, taint first. And then when they get halfway down to, like, about his sternum, then, like, two other cannibals come and they pull him apart and his organs spill out. Yeah. Like, he's upside down, and then they pull him apart and his organs spill out, and the camera didn't cut away for a second. And I was like, okay, this movie just got way more interesting.
Yeah. Oh.
It's a Western. It's not even like a horror movie.
Westerns are some of the most brutal, though, kills, because they really celebrate the slow burn of the kill in Westerns. I mean, at least from reading novels, I've taken that away from it.
Did they advertise this film as a horror movie?
No, it's advertised as, like, the survival. It's a Western film.
A Western, okay.
It's like, oh, they're going to be out here, and there's, like, they have to tame the quote-unquote savage Wild West, and then there's, like, heroic Kurt Russell, and there's some folks, and you know they're going to find, like, a mysterious bad guy tribe, but the way the movie plays out is not at all what you expect. I apologize for spoiling it.
No,
but
it's
a lot of fun. It's really, really brutal.
Well, it kind of reminds me when I saw the recent sort of like take on Cinderella, Ugly Stepsister.
Was that good?
It was good. It would have been better if they didn't really advertise it as a body horror film, but just like a straight remake of Cinderella, but done from the ugly stepsister's perspective, because it was very fascinating from that aspect of it. Because she's a girl that was trying to make herself look better, and she uses a lot of crude techniques, because this is back in the early century. They didn't have any really anesthetics to do any facial, so they're doing all this like lip tucks and eye peels just for real. And it's very squirmy, but I would like it more if I did not know going into it.
Just surrounded by a bunch of kids with their parents, like, oh, it's the new Cinderella.
I mean, it would be rated R, it would not be for kids, but just something that doesn't have to go the whole horror element of it, though. I would like that to be even more. Other one I just want to just bring up here really quickly and speak about stuff that's surprising is the last scene from Ready or Not. If you've never seen Ready or Not,
do you consider that a horror movie?
I do.
Okay,
it's a Jason horror comedy.
Obviously.
I mean, it was. I like Samara Weaving. It's fun to look at. Just keep it in focus, and it was a fun premise. I don't know if it was PG-13.
No, it was R.
Was it?
It was R.
It was R because they just said the F word.
No, there was a lot of gore going on that one too.
It was like Abigail type gore. It was like very over the top, and I don't know. It felt very thriller as opposed to like horror, because it wasn't really scary or meant to scare. It was just like, check out this wackadoo family.
Yeah, the idea about Ready or Not is that this Samara Weaving's married to this guy, and her family has a tradition where they have to pick a game to play. And in this one, they pick hide and seek, and so now the family has to hunt and kill the bride, and she has to survive the night. It turns out the family made a deal with this devil, so they get all the riches, and if they don't find a sacrifice, bad things will happen, and bad things happen, and people explode, and it's absolutely great. Just these random explosions. I remember watching that in theaters and going, what the fuck, and they repeated that same thing in the new movie Until Dawn, where they actually have people explode at random. And Until Dawn tries to do the whole Groundhog's Day where they're repeating the same things. But they also have a lady that does psychic abilities, so she can change when it happens or doesn't happen. So it doesn't really work for that feature. It's very odd.
I was going to. You said surprising kills.
Yeah.
Sometimes filmmakers can pull off something where it's not surprising, but it takes such a long time for the scene to finish that you're like, just please kill the fucking person already, because they're making such a meal out of it where it just won't end.
Yeah.
And there's a movie called Oral Fixation, which I discovered. It's a B-lister. It's about a woman who is obsessed with her dentist. And
As we all are.
And she keeps scheduling more appointments to have her dental work done because she loves the pain. He'll say, okay, Rachel, sit on back now, and I'm going to give you your Novocaine. And she'll say, no, doctor, no Novocaine.
Oh.
And
it's a kink for her.
It's a kink. It's
okay.
A kink. And he'll start pulling and shucking and jiving in there, and she will start having an orgasm.
Whoa!
While the teeth are coming out, and the receptionist at the front desk is like, what the hell's going on in there? And Rachel is using it as basically blackmail material. Say, oh, the doctor and I were getting it on in there. No, he was pulling teeth out of your head. So then she'll call him on the.
Is this a feature-length film?
It's a feature-length film.
Okay.
Yes.
This was
It's over an hour. It's an hour and 45 minutes. Whatever. It's legit.
Okay.
It's definitely B-lister. But I did buy the DVD at Blockbuster when they were closing, and so if someone printed it to DVD, they spent the money to do it.
No.
And then she'll call the doctor on the phone while she has a butcher knife. And she's on the phone with him, and she's cutting up her toes while she's on the phone. Kind of have like a twisted phone sex, but while she's mutilating herself. And each scene gets progressively more grotesque while she's trying to blackmail this guy into leaving his wife. At the best kill scene, it takes a very long time.
Wait, there's more?
There's so many. There's so many more. Like I said, they really make a meal out of it, right?
Yeah.
And at one point, she has his doctor bag. She has his dental sedatives, and she sedates a child with it and starts pulling the kid's teeth out over the phone to him to get him to show up. Right? Needless to say, the kid dies.
Jeez. Yeah.
So you have sadistic dental pain. You have blackmail. You have child death. You have pretty much everything that you're going, I don't want to see that.
What was the blackmail angle? I don't quite get
The blackmail angle is she was trying to make it look like she was having an affair with the dentist.
But by cutting off her toes?
Well, while she's on the phone with him, he doesn't want to get off the phone because he's her doctor. And the wife looks at him like, why do you keep answering the phone? Why are you why are you talking to this patient all the time? Are you having an affair with this patient? Thing. And so she keeps trying to get his attention. And eventually she uses a child as bait to hopefully get him to show up, right? In which case he shows up and saves the day. But I can't spoil the ending, but
okay.
I'll leave it at that. There is more, but it is one of the most brutal scenes I've ever seen in a film. So, and it's not a surprise, and it's not not a jump scare. It's a very long, slow, tedious process of how they kind of frame the villain of the film, and it's a fantastic movie.
At any point, did they ever sing the dentist song from Little Shop of Horrors?
they're not that basic.
They're not basic, okay. But some of those long, drawn-out scenes work very well. I'm sort of reminded of the very last scene in Audition.
Oh.
Yeah, similar. Yeah, kind of like that vibe.
You know, they heard the piano wire and just like slicing off the limbs and that sweet little voice and just very, very creepy stuff. And that's another movie too that surprised me because it's set up to be like this rom-com, this romantic movie about a guy who just lost his wife and he wants to start dating again. And his friends, like this movie producer, they're like, "We'll hold these fake auditions, or bring these girls in." And it's very creepy and schemy how they meet these girls.
I mean, they're getting what they deserve.
Yeah.
A bunch of creepers doing creepy shit.
Yeah.
And then they get...
Finally, the taste of their own medicine right there.
Fish in a barrel. Just come up with a creep and make it as bad as you can.
Exactly. And it just works out so well with their... Taylor, any other...
I was like, I'm similar in tone as like when they draw it out, and it kind of mixes in the surprise in somewhat recent weapons.
Yes.
Which, like, I hated Barbarian with was my worst film of the year that came out. I was not a Barbarian fan, but I was a fan of Whitest Kids You Know. So when Trevor did this next movie, Weapons, the trailers looked compelling, good cast, so they see it. And there's a scene, Benedict Wong, without spoiling too much, but he plays the principal of the school where all the kids have gone missing except for one, and then through a series of hijinks and whatever, it's a movie. We get to a point where he is in
hijinks and murder.
Yes, he is in his house. And the woman who ostensibly at this point he thinks is the kid's great aunt, I believe, or grandmother or something like that. She's in there also, and then she's like doing weird stuff. Like, "Can you get me some water?" And he's like, "Sure." It's like,
no, not just water, a bowl of water.
A bowl of water.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, I get you a bowl of water." And then she's like doing weird stuff. Then his husband comes home, and then she like turns out she's a witch, and she like uses the bowl to cast a spell, and then he orders him to kill his husband. And the way he chooses to do that is after knocking him over, he starts headbutting him in the face for like a long time. It's kind of like that scene in Irreversible with Monica Bellucci, that first film where the guy gets the fire extinguisher, and you think, "Oh, okay, he's hit him a few times, it's over," but then it's like it just keeps going until there's not really a face left to be mashed. And that was kind of the same thing with Weapons. It was like, whoa, that was really long, really surprising by both the brutality, what they showed, and the length. And it still fit the narrative. Like, it didn't take away. It didn't feel gratuitous or like exploitative. It was like, oh yeah, like totally, he's possessed. He's gonna smash his husband's face with his face. I buy it.
Yeah. Well, it's almost like, are we gonna cheer? Right? Or are we going to be like, please end this? It all kind of depends on what the filmmaker's going after.
So I don't know if you ever saw the movie Bring Her Back. With
did we
Sally Hawkins. And she plays a girl who has like become these orphan twins, like their new mom, and she also has like this other daughter that she's trying to bring back using voodoo,
like back from the dead.
Yeah, and there's a sequence because this kid can't really move around much, but there's a moment where the kid gets hungry and starts like eating glass, and like really slowly eating glass and having things like squirt out from her. Yeah. And it's really good. It's got this weird, almost like heartwarming, sad ending to it. It's because she's trying to reconnect with her daughter and everything, and it ends well. Yeah, it's from the same people who did Talk to Me.
Okay.
About the kids who find the zombie hand, which is also really good. But I found Bring Her Back to be a little bit better because it's got Sally Hawkins in there, and Sally Hawkins. I think Sally Hawkins, like Amy Madigan, who is in Weapons. They're just playing these very outlandish characters, and I'm hoping that they would get recognized more in like award seasons. Because it seems like now like horror films are going to be like more recognized, especially for acting. You know, because they totally kind of screwed over her from Hereditary, which I'm blanking on the name right now.
Toni Collette.
Toni Collette. They kind of did some of the nominations. They gave Demi Moore a nomination for Substance, well deserved, and I hope that will give like Amy Madigan rewards for Weapons because I thought she did a really good job in that one as well.
I mean, for Hereditary, that's another great example of surprise kill.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't want to mention it, but both you guys did. But yeah, of course, we as horror fans, we know that was like the Statue of Liberty on the beach.
Yeah.
for like that year. It was like that was if there was a moment to pick in cinema, not just horror movies, but a moment to pick in cinema that year, to me it was Hereditary when the kids had gets separated from its body. Like that just, I mean, it had the surprise element. It had so much going for it, and it took that movie to a much more serious level.
You could hear a pin drop. Welcome.
Hi.
Hi.
I just checking out the room.
No, we're doing a panel about favorite kills in horror films. Come have a seat.
I got a booth downstairs, but I'll check it out.
All right. We're just talking right now about the scene. Have you seen Hereditary?
The decapitation.
Okay. Well,
Right, I thought it was too on the nose, but I had a feeling it might come up. But yes.
but is that?
I have a kill I'd like to share.
Oh, please. Yeah.
Oh.
From the audience, please share.
Okay,
Tell us your name.
Yeah, it's Spicy Chicken Spicy Boy, and I'm here at the con, and what Taylor said reminded me, you know, the one where he bashes the head in, which is a crazy scene in that movie, and that movie has some crazy scenes in it. But it reminded me, if you guys remember Pan's Labyrinth back in the day, and that guy is gonna kill that fascist, right? And he punches him in the face. I can't remember the exact context. Either the fascist is punching a guy or someone's punching the fascist.
Here's what happened.
The fascist is punching a guy.
The guy was stealing rabbits.
Yeah.
The fascist accused the farmer.
Has leather gloves on and he starts punching this guy in the face.
It's not that.
That's not the one. That's the one I'm thinking of.
No.
Sure.
So, context here, there's a farmer that fascist
I remembered this movie.
There's a farmer that fascist believes has been stealing like rabbits from the area.
Sure.
And so he catches him and his father and says that we haven't stolen anything. And the dude has like a wine bottle and starts smashing the dude's face in. Till his nose breaks.
It wasn't with the wine bottle.
This is the Mandela effect.
This is just. Is this thing on? Yeah. So this one is just, and I can't. You know, I haven't seen the movie in a while, but one guy's just holding some other guy by the collar, and he punches him in the face like a couple extra times, and the face starts to cave in to like the rest of the head. And so there's a lot of freaky shit in Pan's Labyrinth, but it's like whatever. But this is just like a visceral one person smashing another person's face backwards
Someone
into
who
their
wanted
skull.
to see die too,
and
right?
they wanted them to, they were planning on killing them, and they didn't stop punching till the face caved in a little bit. But it's like it's only like 6 or 7 punches on the screen total.
But were you satisfied?
I wish it had ended like a punch or two earlier. I would have been fine with a slightly earlier ending to the punch out. Because was that even the last punch? I don't know. He could have kept punching the guy for all I know.
I was disturbed.
But that one that was like truly disturbing and took too long. It just was like, I was like, okay.
Which is kind of the point I'm trying to make. Why they take their time with it.
Right.
They want to fuck with you.
Right.
They want to fuck with your head a little bit.
Of course.
So I want to talk more about that too. We talk about maybe like torture stuff along there too. But one of the most disturbing points of Pan's Labyrinth for me is when the Pale Man rips those little fairy creatures in half. I found it to be disturbing. But has there been like long sequences in movies that you kind of wish it would like stop or end? Because I'm still reminded of like Hostel in a way too. Like some of those go on.
Yeah, I was actually going to bring up Hostel as well. I love the first one so much, but torture porn is a thing. If you're into it, you're into it. You want it to last longer.
Sure.
If they can sell you on it and they can make it interesting, then you want it to last longer, especially if you don't like the character.
Yeah.
Some of those guys were insufferable. They were American tourists. We hated them. So when the drill came out, you were like, oh, where's it going?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if they make you hate the character, then you're all in for it.
It's what I like the most about the second one, because the second one is done from the girl's perspective, and they're going more into like the business side of it. And at the very end, when they meet with all like business owners of it, and she's able to get out of it by ripping one of the dude's nutsacks off and feeding it to the dog.
Yeah.
And just kind of taking control of that whole like.
See, that's when it starts to feel like in the writer's room they're going, what can we do with the pair of nuts? And how about we feed it to a dog this time?
Yeah.
I mean, it starts to feel a little bit like they're throwing shit against the wall to see if it's gonna stick. When we like it, it's fun, but it's kind of stupid.
Or I even like the body sort of like deterioration that you see like in The Fly or The Substance, and just that's how someone just start looking like normal and then just have.
Well, it's
things
kind of like
get worse
what you
and
were
worse.
saying, like watching somebody's body change, on frame by frame can stick into your mind and give you nightmares a little bit.
Yeah, very much so.
And sometimes the writing is what. There you go. Sometimes the writing kills it because like it's something that could be groovy, but then because it's just bad writing. Like I love the Saw franchise.
Yeah.
Like unabashedly, unapologetically love all 11
Yeah,
movies.
I was gonna say, is there a distinction between the earlier ones and the later ones, or is it just all of them?
The first 7 are the best. Followed closely.
First 7?
Yeah, the
Whoa.
first 7 because it's
That's
two
a lot of good
trilogies.
ones.
Yeah.
It's 2 trilogies with like an epilogue. It's kind of like Star Wars ish in that only in as far as a storytelling device, but you can tell they have a rhythm to them. Kind of like a lot of slashers that go for all. You kind of get. So if we're halfway through the first act and there's a character you've never heard of that's going to be in a trap, you know they're going to die, but they need to pad the runtime. And that's just too long. It's like, just get on with it. Let's see it happen. There's no suspense here. We know what's
So
coming.
you think they're thinking the funk a little bit?
Yeah.
Right?
It's just
Okay.
like, guys, kind of like Hostel 2.
Yeah.
And Hostel 3, for that matter.
I forgot there's Hostel 3.
It's filler when we want killer, but it's filler.
Welcome to the people who just joined us for our panel. We're talking about favorite kills in horror films. We'll do audience questions later on. Saw movies, since we're on this topic right now, what's your favorite scene, trap scene in Saw?
Oh my God.
The franchise.
I mean, it's not even technically a proper trap scene, but in Saw 7, or Saw 3D, the final Saw, which it was not, when we finally got to see the reverse bear trap in action with John's ex-wife.
Okay.
Because they introduced the reverse bear trap in the very first Saw. Everyone always got out of it. It kept coming back. It became iconic. Like that's the Saw trap. And then finally, when John's ex-wife like screws over all the folks, and the guy's like, "Here you go," and he doesn't set a timer. He just pulls the cord, and that was because it had been built up for 7 years. And it was beautiful. Also, did exactly what you want a reverse bear trap to do.
And which is a lot to live up to. Seven movies. I mean,
and there's that one
delivered.
Didn't it do it with Chris Rock? Wasn't Chris Rock in one of those?
That was Jigsaw. That was okay.
Jigsaw, okay, all right. Wait, did it turn out to be he was the killer?
No, it was. I mean, I guess spoiler for what is it? 5 years now? 6 years since
I think you're good.
Spiral.
Yeah, we're good.
Wait, it was Black as Hell. Samuel L. Jackson did it. He was the killer. Chris Rock's dad, which. I can say this.
Yeah.
I know your listeners can't see us, but just trust me, I can say it. I look like Cappuccino.
Okay.
The problem if you're going to hire 2 black actors that are only 10 years apart and make them play father and son is that black people age differently in Hollywood. So the whole time, Chris Rock and Samuel L. Jackson are talking to each other. He's like, "This is my dad." Chris Rock looks older than Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, jeez. Oh,
Except Samuel L. Jackson is like, I think 103, 104 years old at this point.
Yeah?
And it's a very weird dynamic.
That is very strange.
But the movie's good.
Yeah.
It was basically 7, but like gory.
Okay.
Chris Rock has got like a nerd haircut. He's like, all right.
So I got a question. If you have, I don't know, because we did the surprising ones, we did the ones that lasted too long, we did the torture porn where we wanted to see the motherfucker die.
Yeah.
We wanted. How about the emotional kill scene where you're hoping the person will change their mind and they don't? Because you think it's going to happen because it's a movie, they're going to kill him, but you're hoping that they don't, and when they do, you're legitimately like affected and sad. My scene from that, it's not necessarily a horror movie, but it's an amazing death scene in Mystic River, where Sean Penn has him kneel down at the river, saying, "Admit what you did, Dave. Admit what you did, and I'll let you live." Right? And you believe him a little bit. You're like, well, he's going to let him go. He's going to let him live. He's going to let him go. Right? And the guy's like, no, I'm not going to admit it. And like that little play between the emotional play that they're doing, between the moral choice and the evil choice, it's only 3 or 4 minutes, but it made my head go back and forth so much in that scene that they really succeeded at playing with my mind in that moment. And when he does, of course, spoiler alert, kill him, right? We wash our sins clean here at the Mystic River, and you know that he was innocent.
I had not think about that. I'll speak to moments that made me laugh. I was like chill scenes, like really like
Completely opposite
not
vibe
trying to be feeling stuff like there too. To like wait, sad moments. I'm sure there were, but I just can't think of any more like for me funny. I probably have, but I just can't think off the top of my head right now.
I mean, it's tricky in horror movies. Disaster movies count, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a terrible. I don't remember if it was Volcano or Dante's Peak because they came out kind of similar. But there's a scene on the subway.
Yes, it's Volcano.
And the old man.
It's Volcano.
He's like saving the one character.
Yeah.
And so he's like one, it's not scientifically accurate, but he's walking through the lava, and he knows he's gonna die, and it's oddly moving, even though it's completely ridiculous. Like you can't walk through lava.
Which is a hard tone to nail. Very hard tone to nail.
He's on the train, and the lava's coming towards him, and he wants to make a jump, and he's carrying this guy, and it's like this small little gap, and he starts running, and the music starts swelling, and he just runs, and the music gets higher, and then he just misses just by this much, and he falls and he burns, and I'm cracking up laughing so hard.
He still saved the guy. He still like got the guy on the train safely.
But he's like,
as he's like slowly melting.
He's like melting away, and I'm just laughing hysterically at that moment.
That was so sad.
It was sad. Oh, I was dying of laughing at that part. So I'm like, you idiot, you were not going to make this jump at all. Oh.
But like you mentioned body horror earlier, and actually one of the most emotional deaths, at least for me, came from a body horror film, Cronenberg's The Fly.
Yes.
At the very end, after he's completely transformed and he's already wrecked the boss, and he grabs like in his little pincer, and Gina Davis has a shotgun at that point, and he like holds it to his head, and like the awesome Stan Winston puppet like looks at her. I know intellectually that's a puppet. I know they're actors on a set, but goddamn, that is like heartbreaking.
That still care.
Yeah, that is an emotional puppet right there. I totally agree with that. The sadness in their eyes as it goes away. Fully agree with that.
And then she still pulls the trigger, and it's super gross when his head explodes, but you still feel like,
oh, love was still there in the eyes. And any other ones we just? I got a few more on my list here, but if you had any more of stuff that made me laugh. Now we're not talking about being sad when like a fly creature gets killed, but. Were there any other moments that you want to bring up?
Like a humorous kill?
Or any like favorite kill, and then I'll get to audience questions here too.
I hate Jenna Ortega's acting. I have nothing against her as an actor. I just have never seen her in a role I like. Her death scene in X is one of my favorite things. She just gets blown the fuck off screen by the.
We got to take a short break, but Cinema Recall will be right back after these ad spots.
Donnie, thank you for being a co-host of this new podcast here over at Rabbit Hole Podcast. But my God, seriously, Leprechaun 2? I can't believe you liked that movie. It's not only 6% rated on Rotten Tomatoes, man. What's up with that?
You get the Leprechaun Warwick Davis in Las Vegas. You've got a cursed lady. You've got blood. You've got money. What is there not to love about this? And Vern, I know we don't always agree on things. We don't see eye to eye, but why? 24% tomato meter Showgirls. You cannot justify that movie.
It actually has a lot of beautiful shots that happen in there. Plus, it features a really great performance from Elizabeth Berkley.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, you can have your Elizabeth Berkley. I'll have my Siobhan Durkin. She was great as Bridget in that movie.
Since we're never going to fully agree, listen to The Rotten Truth over at Rabbit Hole Podcast, rabbitholepodcast.com, and you will find out if credits are fresh or if they are rotten.
Get access to episodes early, uncut video footage, and bonus shows by becoming a Patreon member. Go to patreon.com/Cinema Recall Pod, and for just $3 a month, you will help support our independent podcast. Thank you so much. And now, back to the show.
happy about it. So dude needed someone to talk to. I had taken a lot of Adderall and probably had 5 rum and cokes at that point, and it was like late. And so I was at his table, just chit-chatting, talking, whatever, with General Guts. And we ended up going up to the Rough and watching the film festival on the Rough of the first Crypticon in Minneapolis in 2007. Just a really cool, sweet guy, and you could ask him anything you wanted to about that film and about that movie. And that scene, that scene itself, where he gets ripped in half and the guts are coming out and choke on him and stuff, was ad-libbed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he ad-libbed the choke on him, and he was very proud of it. He's like, "That was my thing. I was supposed to just go and die, but choke on him was his deal."
So the whole end scene in Day of the Dead where Joe Pizzolatto.
I feel bad that I don't know his name. I'm sorry, Joe, because he is dead now.
Okay.
He is actually dead now, but that was his claim to fame. Was he ad-libbed that line?
Oh, that's epic. That's awesome. Oh, that is.
But you can't ask for much more in the horror world than ad-libbing a line that iconic, right?
That's very cool.
I do want to throw in
Please,
one
please do. Yeah.
As far as both surprising, visually stunning, entertaining, and somewhat heartfelt, the recent Stephen King adaptation of The Monkey, every single death scene in The Monkey is so far over the top.
Yes.
And it's pitch perfect.
By design, it's over the top.
Because they realize, like, adapting Stephen King is impossible, or near impossible, unless you're a really good filmmaker. Because Stephen King doesn't write about topics, he writes about feelings. And if you miss those themes, you end up with, like, the Firestarter remake or the movies that don't work. The movies that do work, they get it. The Monkey, they sat down and said, I'm not a strong enough filmmaker to do this well, so I'm going to do this fun.
Yeah.
And, like, the scene with the young lady jumping into the electrified swimming pool,
Yes.
just exploding, hilarious. The scene when she opens the closet door and the shotgun which is loaded with, like, nuclear bombs or something, and blows her across the entire house, hilarious. Like, every single death scene.
If you don't know what the concept of The Monkey is, about a guy with like a twin brother, and they have this little toy monkey. Oh, sorry, spoiler there, folks, for that. I thought this said right away in the movie, so I apologize for people out here. But it's got like this toy monkey, and I guess every time it plays its symbols, it's gonna kill who's ever in that room.
Well, even the opening with Ben Wyatt from Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
Where he's like trying to get rid of the cursed monkey, and the pawn shop guy doesn't believe him, and then like the Rube Goldberg device that's kicked into play to get hit in the gut with a harpoon gun, and then it automatically retracts and pulls all his organs out, or his intestines at least.
Yeah.
Like it's so cartoonish,
it's very
disgusting, and hilarious, unexpected.
Okay, so as far as like cartoonish and hilarious, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to mention this one, Chopping Mall, one of my favorite fucking horror movies ever. I bought it at Crypticon, of course.
Yeah.
And they got the tasers attached to the robots. They'll electrocute you by the nuts, and when you're dead, they will say, "Have a nice day."
My favorite thing in that movie is during the end credits when they show all the cast members. They go to this one, I forgot the cast member's name, but it shows like her name and her head being exploded. And that is her title card for her name is just her death scene. It's just her actor's name, head being exploded. I thought that was absolutely great because then the 80s style where everybody like freeze frame like, this is Johnny Jewel. And
yeah, they're not waving at you, they're fucking dying on film.
Well, no, every other actor is like just trying to do a scene for the film where they're freezing and you got the name underneath them. And then touch another guy, their name, and then her is her head being exploded, and then they put her name right there. So you try to look her up. You're like, her IMDb photo does not match. I don't know if this is the right person or not. But we got like the last few minutes here. I am Vern from Cinema Recall Podcast, cinemarecall.net. Find us on all the social media apps, cinema_recall. We're on YouTube. We're on all other podcast apps. Good Pods, Apple Podcasts. We are in the midst of our Sean Baker September series, covering the films of Sean Baker, and we're doing the series of Andy Sedaris films. We'll talk about the films of Andy Sedaris, so choose your pick. You want to hear about Hard Ticket to Hawaii, or you want to hear about the Florida Project, then you can go to Cinema Recall. We do audio drama adaptations. We've done ones for Night of the Living Dead. We did ones for Clue. We did an all female version of Reservoir Dogs.
It's really fun to listen to, honestly. I haven't participated, but goddamn it, get stoned and listen to these. They're really fun.
Thank you. But I just want to go out to the audience here right now. If you have any suggestions for favorite kills in horror films at all, anyone? Yeah. Wait, come up here. Make yourself be known. Tell us your name.
Chris.
Did you tell your name?
Christopher.
Hi, Christopher.
I was going to say the only problem with Chopping Mall is that the robots kill people with lasers. There's very little chopping.
There's no chopping,
Yeah.
goddammit.
Chopping.
You mean B-Horror didn't do their due diligence in titling a film? I can't fucking believe it.
Well, thank you. Anyone else? Any other suggestions there? Right? There, yeah. Go ahead. Come up here. Tell us your name and. No. It's on. It should be on.
I'm Scott. The deaths that always stick with me the best are obviously the ones that unlock through phobias. Like for me, is it the counselor with the burrito?
Really, Scott's?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the movie.
Brad Pitt. Yeah.
With that automatic.
Yeah.
Garrote wire thing.
I would just randomly be like, somebody could just come up behind me and burrito me.
I mean, only if you work with the cartels.
Yeah. You don't know. I mean, the phobia is over, but like after seeing it, I'm like, anyone could.
Cool, thank you.
I'll leave that. What?
Fear is not logical. I understand.
I got one style that I really like.
Okay, style. Okay.
You know, like when you're watching movies and someone gets cut in half really fast in some way, and then they're
Darth
like,
Maul.
Darth Maul. But then it's like all in how surprised they look, or like, wait a minute, but then they like slowly slide apart, you know? So the actor has a lot of time to work with there to decide, like,
raise those eyebrows,
you're pretty surprised by it. You don't think you'd get cut straight in half, but it probably hurts a lot too. But then you're sliding, so that's weird. So I think that's a great genre of sudden kill. Like in one of the Piranha movies, someone got cut in half by like a cable that went really fast. You know what I mean? So there's like some boat cable and it slices the person out. And they were like, they did a really good job on that one. But I mean, the samurai movies, some of these guys like they freeze, some of them do real dramatic shit. It's great.
I mean, the top boss or the end boss of that subgenre of kills is in, I think it was the first, they redone it a few times. The first Resident Evil, where there's a Colin Salmon.
I think so.
With his character, and they're in the room with the lasers.
Yeah.
And then the final laser is like a grid, so he can't duck or dodge. And he's like, oh no. And it like completely like diamond cuts him, and he still gets the second to think about like he's like, oh no, and so he like looks to the side, and then falls flat.
One thing we never mentioned here, a whole franchise we did not mention, and we could do a whole panel about this, is Final Destination. All the different surprises and deaths they have in Final Destination, especially that last one. That last one was great because it sets it up where it's going to be one type of kill, and it turns out to be something completely different. And I love that subversion of expectations.
I was trying to stay away from the too on the nose stuff, but like as horror fans, of course, it's going to come up.
Yeah.
But that was kind of the whole point of that franchise, right? Was coming up with creative scenes.
There's even later ones too where it sets it up to be one, and then it changes not going to be that. So there's the
Who's going to have a fucking heart attack in a horror movie? That's what I want.
We're to the end right there. Any other comments or suggestions? Do you have one?
Well, people always say I have more of a comment than a question. This is literally a question.
Okay.
You were talking about movies where people get cut in half.
Yeah.
So there's a Japanese movie that I've seen one scene of where there's a mystical force that sweeps along and it follows its victims, and it can cut anything in half. It cuts like an entire bus in half, and everybody sitting in the top level of the bus. And I saw this scene, it really creeped me out, and I never pursued it. And then I could never find out what the movie was. And I thought, if anybody knows what this might be, it might be.
Does anybody know this movie?
Yeah.
I mean, I know It Follows, but that's not what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You said
All
It Follows.
say for sure
you said.
I'm pretty sure it's Japanese or maybe Korean.
Well, you're the Japanese film connoisseur, Vern. So what
Not the
time for Google.
Yeah,
just Google it, dude.
I don't
tried.
You can't find it.
I can't find it, but I don't know what to look
Like,
for.
as the
story.
wave moves, or like the thing chases him, is it at like a fixed speed, or it accelerates when he accelerates? There's someone trying to get away from him.
Well, I
right,
haven't
in
seen
the
it.
story.
Yeah, I haven't seen enough of the
Presumably.
movie, but you can evade it by jumping over it if you time it right.
Oh, I mean, could switch direction.
Yeah, but it never.
I think I found it.
Really?
Yeah.
No, Memoirs of Vacation?
I can't say this because it's Japanese, but it says follow.
Hand the microphone.
It says follow Mitsuko, who is on a bus with a bunch of other girls from her private school. When her world was turned upside down, suddenly that the wind sheared off the upper half of the bus, and the top halves of it was. Okay, great.
What's it called?
The name of it? Was it recent? 2015? Hey?
No. Well,
Or,
2015 maybe.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
Is this it?
Get your camera out, bro. She just solved your problem.
Yeah, might as well be called the Japanese version
Okay.
for the fog.
The Japanese fog.
I mean, if we're talking about emotional death scenes, the final scene of the Mist, rather.
Yes.
That fucked me up. That fucked me up.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I agree. The Mist, very good.
I mean, the fog is also good.
Yes. So, not the remake of the fog, but yes. All right. Well, it's 10 o'clock right now. Fans are panel here.
We could go on forever.
We
Like
could.
I said, picking a favorite kill scene is like picking a favorite band, a favorite song,
Yeah.
whatever. It's whatever you feel that day, whatever you remember, whatever. That was a few of them that stuck out in my mind.
I liked it. I want to thank our panelists here, Mr. Trey Aaron, author, panelist. Tell us, you're going to be here as the panelists here at Crypticon. Please tell where you're going to be this weekend.
Yes, I will be here all weekend. We're doing some of the cast reunion panels, so I'm super stoked about that. We're interviewing the cast of Monster Squad and the cast of Return of the Living Dead. Yeah, come check those out, and I'll just be around.
Yeah, right up there.
I won't be here the rest of the weekend. I have better things to do. I'm kidding. I love HorrorCon and I love Crypticon. I just did this as a favor to my homie Vern.
Thank you very much, Aleko, for being here. I will be here again on Sunday at 1 o'clock with Taylor and my friend Ashley talking about horror films you might have missed in 2025. So check that out Sunday at 1 o'clock. I'm not quite sure where, but check your schedules. And it's here. Okay, all right.
Crown Plaza.
Yeah, Crown Plaza. All right. Hope you all enjoy your con. And thank you very much for joining us for the special live episode of Cinema Recall here at Crypticon. Hail Satan.